We've just concluded a very difficult week for our state and our country. John McCain was an American hero, and we were very blessed to have him as our senator. We're all aware of the size of the void John McCain leaves. Our prayers and our heart remain with Cindy McCain and the entire McCain family, and we will continue to celebrate the life of John McCain. I want to start off by saying that we all hoped today would never come, but it has come. I realize what an important decision this is, and that there is no replacing Senator John McCain. But the law requires me to do it, and the people of Arizona deserve representation in the U.S. Senate. It's a decision that I made with careful and thoughtful deliberation. As you can imagine, I received a lot of advice from people about this selection, most of it unsolicited. However, the best piece of advice that I received was from another governor who said, just do the right thing. Pick the best possible person regardless of politics. It was really good advice and clarifying advice, and it made my job easy. As I contemplated who could best serve our state in the U.S. Senate, I kept coming back to one name and one person, Jon Kyl. There is no one in Arizona with the stature of Senator Jon Kyl. He is a man without comparable peer. With nearly 2 decades experience in the Senate, serving alongside John McCain, Senator Kyl is prepared to hit the ground running. Over the last few months, Senator Kyl has been working closely with the White House on the Senate confirmation of President Donald Trump's nominee to the U.S. Supreme Court, Brett Kavanaugh. Now, Senator Kyl can cast a vote for Kavanaugh's confirmation. Senator Kyl is a beacon of integrity, highly regarded by people on both sides of the aisle, and able to work across party lines to get results. There's a reason he was considered one of the best senators in the country. It's because he was. He's an expert on the matters facing Arizona: water, land use, and issues facing our Native American communities. I want someone who can enter and lead on those conversations. For those reasons, I've asked Senator Jon Kyl to step forward once again in a spirit of service to aid our state and serve in the seat vacated by Arizona's most beloved adopted son, John McCain. People automatically assume that this appointment will serve through 2020. I haven't been able to get that assurance from Senator Kyl yet. What I have gotten is a commitment to serve Arizona through at least this session of Congress, and it's my hope that he serves longer. There's far too much work before the Senate, work that is important and consequential to our state and our nation, work that demands immediate attention. It's not the time for newcomers, and now is not the time for on-the-job training. Arizona needs someone who can hit the ground running on day one, and that's Jon Kyl. The fact is, every single day that Jon Kyl represents Arizona in the United States Senate is a day when our state is being well served. At the memorial here in the state capitol last week, Senator Kyl spoke of how Senator McCain always put the interests of Arizona and America before all else. Senator Kyl has done the same throughout his own service to our state and nation, and will do so again. Lastly, I want to thank Carol Kyl. She's been so kind and giving and selfless, and we so sincerely appreciate her. Thank you, Carol. No question, these are difficult circumstances, but we are blessed to have the leadership and statesmanship of Jon Kyl as we come together and move forward. Thank you.
Good morning. I am grateful for Governor Ducey's confidence in me and honored to accept this appointment. We're all saddened by the circumstances that required the appointment and appreciate that there was only one John McCain. John and I served the people of Arizona together for nearly 20 years. And in that spirit, along with Senator Flake, I will do my best to assure that Arizonans continue to be well represented in the U.S. Senate. The governor asked me to serve for the remainder of the term, and he's made some very convincing points. I've committed to serving at least through the second session of the 115th Congress. I do know I will not seek this seat in 2020 nor any other office in the future. I'm accepting this appointment to fill the seat vacated by the passing of my dear friend because of my sense of duty to the state I love and the institution of the Senate in which I served for 18 years, and because the governor asked for my help, and because I'm putting my country first, just as this seat's previous occupant did every single day for more than 30 years. For now, there is much unfinished business on the Senate's calendar, including confirmation of President Trump's nominees to judicial and executive branch positions. I look forward to going to Washington and getting to work. Thank you, Governor.
We'll take a few questions. Well, let me start off with the obvious one, Governor, and no offense, I've known the good senator since he was working for the Queen's Chamber. There was some comment that Mr. McCain was looking perhaps for a Latina woman, and we get, God help us, you and I, another old white guy. Tell me about that.
Howie, I wanted to pick the best possible person, regardless of politics. There is big work to be done in the United States Senate. No one in the state of Arizona has the stature of Jon Kyl. I asked, and I'm grateful that he accepted.
Senator Copley, why couldn't you commit to serve past the end of the year? And does your lobbying work that you've been doing for a few years now, does that in any way impede your ability to serve in the Senate?
The answer to the second question is no. And the reason that I did not want to commit beyond the end of this congressional session is because when I left the Senate almost 6 years ago, I had no intention of returning. I needed to be with my family, to come back to Arizona more and to be at their side. So in that spirit, I'm willing to serve certainly through the end of this session, at least, in order to make sure that the business that is currently ongoing is taken care of. But I don't want to make a commitment beyond that.
Governor Ducey, should Senator Kyl step down before 2020, one, who do you think you would appoint then, or two, would you leave the seat open until 2020?
Like I've said, I'm hoping that the senator will consider serving longer. I'll fulfill my responsibilities as they come due. Right now, Senator Kyl's going to be heading to Sky Harbor Airport to fly back to Washington, D.C. We're working with our Secretary of State and the Secretary of the Senate and Leader McConnell to have Senator Jon Kyl sworn in to the United States Senate to complete the work of this Congress.
We have a few more questions left in 2 minutes. Melissa and then Yvonne.
And Governor, just to follow up on if Senator Kyl does step down at the end of the year, that seat would be open, you'd have to make another appointment. Would you appoint yourself?
I've been clear on that from the beginning. That's not going to happen. I am not in the universe of potentials for this. I love the job that I have, and I want to retain it. When I actually considered entering public life, I went and visited with Senator Kyl at the time and told him I was thinking of getting involved in public service. And the first question he asked me was, do you have an executive personality or a legislative personality? And I knew the answer immediately. I said an executive personality, and he said, then don't consider Congress. And I'm going to stick right here.
Governor, you said that you wanted to make this decision regardless of politics, but with all due respect, Senator Kyl has been working with the White House in an inherently political process of the Kavanaugh appointment. I don't understand how you can square this as a non-politicized appointment when he is someone who's been involved in a political process very recently.
I think it is in picking the best possible person, the person who has the experience, that has done the job and can soothe the citizens in terms of what they can accomplish. Jon Kyl has a record. He's worked across the aisle, and he has been lauded by both sides of the aisle, and he's going to do a good job for the state of Arizona.
So you're not just picking him because he's going to vote for Kavanaugh?
I'm picking him because he's the best possible person.
Can you give us a sense of the conversations that you have had with Cindy McCain and other people close to the late Senator John McCain's family? I mean, clearly you have taken their feelings and their opinions into consideration. Can you take us behind the scenes and give us a sense of what those conversations have looked like and what their reaction to your selection has been?
Well, of course, I think you saw last week was all about honoring Senator John McCain, of comforting the family and the citizens of Arizona. I do want to hold those conversations in confidence, but I want you to know that the conversation that I had with Cindy this morning was incredibly positive, and I would point you to her own social media feed as to her response to this decision.
Last question is.
Yeah, Senator, how would you describe your relationship with President Trump?
Well, I don't really have a relationship with President Trump. I have only met him on one occasion several months ago. But it is my honor to be helping on the Kavanaugh nomination, I believe in Judge Kavanaugh. And in that capacity, I've been able to support not just Judge Kavanaugh, but the administration, and I think the proper administration of justice.
Senator, in the past you've described his style as boorish and him as his own worst enemy. Do you still stand by that? I
think sometimes his desire to jump into the middle of a fight or maybe even create a fight, by the way, that reminds me of somebody, but sometimes that can be detrimental to what he's trying to achieve. And that's what I said, and I stand by that comment.
Thank you.
Is this chair the president of John McCain?
I will direct everyone else to the press release that we just